Oh, I was shocked. I was shocked because I couldn't believe that any franchise. It's the biggest shock that I've ever seen covering the NBA all of these years, guys. Luka's 25 years old. He averaged 34 last year. He's career 28 point per game scorer, universally recognized as one of the top 5 players in the world. Not to mention being from Slovenia, he has global appeal. He is an iconic international basketball.
Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. I'm Erik, and tonight we have the clip from Stephen A. Smith on ESPN about the Luka and Anthony Davis trade. It seems like highway robbery. People are talking that the NBA is rigged. People are talking that the commissioner should have stepped in and stopped this trade. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think this trade was fair? Also, don't forget to give us a follow. I'm going to watch the clip with you guys. I'll stop. I'll shut up. Let's get to the video.
Oh, I was shocked. I was shocked because I couldn't believe that any franchise. It's the biggest shock that I've ever seen covering the NBA all of these years, guys. Luka's 25 years old. He averaged 34 last year. He's career 28 point per game scorer, universally recognized as one of the top 5 players in the world. Not to mention being from Slovenia, he has global appeal. He is an iconic international basketball brand.
That all being said, a 25-year-old guy never gets let go. 5 times he's been on the first team All-Pro NBA. The guy is an amazing talent. So what did he do behind the scenes with the Dallas Mavericks that did not make him retainable? Let us know in the comments below. Do you think Luka was doing something illegal in the locker room? Do you think Luka was just pissing everybody off in the front office? Or is this something more serious or insidious? Did this have to do with annoying family? I don't know. Let me know. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below.
Which explains on the Lakers side, that's an easy one. They got their succession plan in place. You've secured one of the biggest stars for the next.
And also, how did the Lakers always get the next franchise player for the next 15 years? It just falls in their lap. I remember Shaquille O'Neal was a free agent, but they got him from the Orlando Magic, and they went on to get a three-peat, the last three-peat to be had in any sports, the Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal three-peat. But it just always seems, that's why people are asking if it's rigged, because all these major franchises always seem to get these 25-year-old guys that they can have before a supermax for 15 years. And they screwed Luka out of about $100 million with the tax code, but we'll get into that.
Next decade. So this is what the Lakers do because their primary source of income is their basketball franchise, obviously. It's not one of them owners that got, this is a side gig. This is it. So this is what the Lakers do, and they always secure a big-time star. In the case of the Dallas Mavericks, to have that star in your possession and for him to be gone just left me with a raised eyebrow. You're hearing a lot of things about conditioning, lack of dedication, the fact that it became much of a headache for them. Very, very frustrating. He's scheduled to come back February 8th, Shannon, from his calf injury. And then, then they're telling folks, well, you know what? That's really not up to us. It's up to his team. And when you think about orchestrating a champ or, just assembling a championship squad, they felt, despite his greatness, he was an impediment to that, as opposed to, being something that was a contributor.
That's how bad he was. 25, non-supermax. I mean, you can always get in condition. You can learn how to treat your body well. You're 25. The guy's kept probably still eating junk food. But this is some serious stuff that the Dallas Mavericks did not believe that he could be the face of the franchise when he took them to the NBA Finals last year, and leaving the reins of the team with Kyrie Irving, who's crazier than a shithouse rat. And they're pretty crazy.
That. Again, is one of the top 5 players on the planet, and you're shocked by that. So I looked at it from that standpoint, and I said, there's so much more to this that we don't know. There is so much more of this that speaks to their level of frustration and, dare I say, potential fury, no matter what they say, no matter what they try to deny. Shannon, do you realize by sending Luka to Los Angeles, he is no longer eligible for the Supermax? They've cost him over $100 million by trading him from Dallas to L.A. and didn't care. In the end, you take all of that into consideration. There's so much more to this story.
That's almost vindictive. Lost potential value after trade $116 million left on the table. Jalen Brunson did that by choice. He doesn't have a choice in the matter. I would be livid if I was Luka Doncic. But you know what? You made your bed. You got to live in it, right?
The ball's going to be in his hands. Him and Anthony Davis is going to be the cornerstones offensively. You get all of that stuff. LeBron James.
No longer eligible for a Supermax extension of 5 years at $345 million.
What's he going to do? Everybody saying he's staying.
Shit.
Some people saying he should waive his no-trade clause, go to the state of New York. We'll get into all of that later. But this move to see somebody of Luka's caliber be traded like this, not to be told. Even his agent, Bill Duffy, didn't know, who's a veteran, one of the great, great agents this business has ever known. He didn't know. Luka didn't know. You don't see that happening very often. There's definitely a change in the landscape. Owners are loving this. It's sending the right kind of message in their eyes. We're the ones in control, not them. All of that comes into play with this one move.
You know what? Stephen A. Smith brings up a great point. Maybe this is a statement from the owners that the players don't run the league anymore. Because if you look at it for the last 20 years and the way that LeBron James has been running his operation, he's been a quasi-head coach, general manager for every team that he's been on. And then the assembling of the power teams and then the Brooklyn Nets and all these guys joining up in collusion all over the place. And now this might be a message to the players. It's like, you can't just act and do whatever you want. You will be gone and you will be penalized. If we can't penalize you, we'll do it in an indirect way, which is trade you to the Lakers with a 60% tax rate on people who make over $2 million. I mean, bro, you got to look at the LA tax code and see what they just did to Luka. It's insanity.
It was a statement being made, as far as I'm concerned, not just by the Dallas Mavericks, but by the league. And I think the fallout is going to be dramatic, to say the least.
Absolutely. I think there's just two absolutely fascinating things. One, on the Dallas side, they had Luka Doncic under what they say in the league, under control, okay? He had qualified for the Supermax. That meant that this summer they were going to sign him to a 5-year extension. The ability to lock down a player in his mid-20s who's one of the greatest players in the league on a 5-year extension is the dream for franchises. That's what the Thunder can do with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander this summer. And I'm telling you, on June 30th, Oklahoma State troopers are going to be there to escort the piece of paper into this house so that the paper doesn't blow away in the wind to make sure that they sign it. That's how amazing it is. And the Mavericks looked at that and said, you know what? We don't think he's worth $350 million. Yeah. We can't stomach even giving it to him. So that's one unbelievable situation with a 25-year-old guy who's been a 5-time first-team All-NBA player. I just want to point something out. Steph Curry hasn't made first-team All-NBA.
Like I said before, 5 times. Been to the finals.
5 times. This guy's 25. He's already done that. Okay. Then you have the Lakers side. They just hit a grand slam.
Yo, what's going on with the Dodgers, the Lakers? I mean, do sports just want it to be on the West Coast for the rest of the next 20 years? Because I'm not feeling that.
All right. They were not going anywhere this year. They may have gotten, hot at the right time and healthy at the right time, and LeBron and AD played great at the right time, and they may have gotten to the second round of the playoffs. But this team had a ceiling on it, which is one of the reasons why there was such, hope that they could use their their trade assets to somehow get a player like this. They now not only are able to make an incredible value trade. That's right. I just said they traded Anthony Davis, who is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And it was a value trade because they got incredible value for him because they get a 20.
You know what? I mean, and not for nothing. It's not like the Dallas Mavericks got a bag of nails. Anthony Davis, when healthy, is one of the best players in the league. And now he's going to be able to play the 4 spot. He's going to be able to play a power forward, which he's always wanted to play. So he can play the perimeter a little bit more. He can create. So it makes him a better player. And then him and Anthony Davis, apparently him and Kyrie became friends on Team USA. So there is some chemistry there. And they cut a lot of salary also. So, it's not like they're not getting anything, but I do think that the Dallas Mavericks could have got a lot more So it seems like they were desperate to get rid of him. But what was the desperation? I mean, they couldn't have found another team in the league that would have gave them everything, would have gave them draft picks for the next 15 years for this guy. But they just get Anthony Davis, a couple others, and be gone. Be gone!
5-year-old who is not even in his prime yet, who has the potential to be a dominant player for the next decade. And then they, Stephen A., get to sign him to that 5-year contract this summer, and they get to do it at a $100 million discount that they wouldn't have to play if he was on the Supermax. Now, a lot of how this is going to work is going to depend on what the Lakers do going forward from here, because they have to use what they still have and build a team.
My question is, can Luka just walk after this year? Or is he under contract with the Supermax? How long is he under contract with the LA Lakers for? Let me know if you know in the comments below, because can he just walk at the end of the year? The reason I don't know is because basketball with the salaries, I don't know how that works. I know if it was baseball or football, I'd be able to tell you in a heartbeat. But I know the Knicks in and out, but I just don't know when it comes to contracts. Let me know in the comments below if you guys know.
5-year-old, because we've never seen a 25-year-old, unless he has requested, said I'm not re-signing, and they move him to get assets. But to say, nah, we don't need your request. We're moving on. And guys, I hate getting into conjecture. I hate getting into speculation and innuendo. But the first thing I'm like, what must have Luka done? This is what Nico Harrison said. I just say there's levels to it. There are people that fit the culture, and there's people that come in and add to the culture. And those are two distinct things. I believe the people that are coming in are adding to the culture. Anytime I hear that word culture, guys, my ears perk up. My ears perked up about 2 years ago when Rick Carlisle would not sign an extension. Stephen A., as long as you've covered this league and been around it, when did you do the same thing? When does a coach has a generational talent and he refuses?
Thanks, Steve.
That was the way they treated LeBron James, and that's the way they've treated all of their stars. How do you explain this happening? And let's take it. Let's bring it home. God rest his soul. If Kobe Bryant was alive, would you have done something like this without letting Kobe Bryant know? I think we all know the answer to that question. Not in a million damn years it wouldn't have happened. He would have known. So if LeBron James truly did not know anything, that does give you cause to pause and make you wonder about what kind of message are they sending? Because Luka is clearly the future. LeBron is not the future. He's 40 years of age. He's in the 22nd season. He's definitely going to play his 23rd season. We know how phenomenal and how great he is and how he's revered and he should be. But for them to make this move and him not know anything about it, they can say, hey, we want to make sure it didn't get out because the slightest thing could get in the way of it. They can say all of that till the cows come home. In the end, when you have an ideal relationship with a star of that magnitude, he knows something.
There you go. The Lakers are tired of capitulating to LeBron James. They're tired of jumping through hoops. They're tired of the LeBron show, and everybody gets tired of the LeBron show eventually. And the other night, the way that he was playing against the Knicks in the Garden, it looked like a curtain call for him almost. He looked like he was 20 years younger, and he was jumping around and trying to make up for lost time. And you know what? The NBA trade deadline is upon us, guys, and things are going to get wild. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. Watch Kevin Durant, watch LeBron James, because things will happen. The New York Knicks are active because they don't know if they want to stay with Mitchell Robinson or they want to trade him off. There has been talks for Mitchell Robinson to the Lakers now. So let me know what you think about the comments below. Is Stephen A. Smith correct about LeBron James, or are the Lakers lockstep with him? Is Shannon Sharpe correct about Luka, that there's more to the story? Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. That's New York Minute, NEWYRKMIN. And also, give us a subscribe, hit that bell so you know whenever we're posting stuff, and it's going to be all the time. Remember, it's sports news for sports nuts, guys. Thanks so much.